What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Career Mode. It is episode number 7 and it's the season finale as you're up our first year at Craven Cottage today. 6 games to go in the league. We are 9 clear of the Blades in 18th place. It will take a heck of a collapse for us to go down from here, so I feel pretty confident we'll be surviving today. But after only 1 win in 9 in the league, yeah, I do want a stronger finish than what we've been showing recently. I don't think there's any chance whatsoever of making a late run for the European places either. So really, just looking for a strong finish in the final 6 and trying to win at least 2 to 3 of the final games remaining. But just before our first game at home to Liverpool, we're starting off by seeing that Lukic just comes on and said, "Boss, gotta be honest with you, I think me not getting games starting to damage my career. I want to get away and make a fresh start somewhere else. Please let me leave so I can get a chance to play." And I'm totally fine with that, to be fair, because, you know, Sasa the Serbian midfielder, he's alright, he's okay. Don't want to send him to a division rival though. So we're going to accept the bid from Sporting but turn down the bid from West Ham. He's pretty solid at 76 overall, but I think we can do better moving forward. And again, we are looking to rebuild this Fulham team. Next year we'll be starting the official rebuild year, if you will. And Sasa, he's had some game times, but I'm preferring Ben Sheaf. I'm even preferring Harrison Reed, who's slightly older as well. I'm totally fine letting Sasa go. And so he's an alright player, to be fair, since coming in from Torino, but I'm totally fine letting him go. Right, first the final 6. Let's get through this quick and hopefully return to winning ways after none in our last 4 in the league. Liverpool at home in West London. It was to go for the 3 points that will get us over the 40-point mark. Better late than never. Come on, Fulham. Trey to Muniz, off to Bobby Reed. And now back in. Rodrigo. Oh my goodness gracious me. You know, when a shot goes out for a throw-in, that kind of tells you all you need to know. We're the league's lowest scorers. We're almost definitely going to finish that way. We discussed this at length in the last episode. Our first order of business when that summer window opens is bring in a new striker. That is for sure. This team needs a goal scorer. I would say, as Jurgen Klopp watches on, that we're probably going to get a budget of around, I would say, 70 mil. Because don't forget, as Nunez is denied, we've got 30 mil still remaining after leaving a lot in the budget past the January window. We're going to sell Lukic. He's going to go for around 7 mil. We'll have the money that we start with for next season too. So there'll be quite a lot of money to work with in the summer. So most of that, well not most of it, but a lot of that money is going to get spent on a new striker. But Rodrigo Muniz says, well, I can still do it on occasion. Smash it in. Fulham have a rare lead. Robinson sends Sheaf down the line. And Muniz on the shoulder of Van Dijk. Ben steps inside instead. And dinks one. And, difficult one for Isaiah Jones, who has stayed down. Yeah, I just for a second there, I'm starting to get good at knowing if a player is going to get an injury or not, based on the collision he has, and that is Isaiah Jones going down, and probably that'll rule him out for the remainder of the season. That looks like a broken toe as Muniz heads in his 2nd of the game and 6th in the league this season. Fulham 2, Liverpool 0, 41 points is going to be our tally come the end of the game, and that is survival in the bag. Yeah, just like we said pre-game. Oh, what a ball. Trey! Oh, it should have been the icing on the cake. And I blazed it way over the bar. But it doesn't take away from a brilliant performance, even though the fans seem to think it does. Oh, sky that one. But we'll take it. 2-0, finally getting back to winning ways after none in 4 in the league. And that is that. 41 points on the board. And like we said pre-game, better late than never. Survival confirmed at Craven Cottage. And unfortunately the Sasa Lukic deal to Sporting has fallen through, unfortunately, so we'll try and send him somewhere else. And there we go, Isaiah Jones done for 3 months, and that's absolutely gutting as well, because he has had a great few months since coming in January, man. Great signing from the Borough. I wanted him next season, and yeah, we signed him slightly early, but I'm glad I did, because without him, we might not have been able to, well, reach the FA Cup quarter-final for sure, but also get ourselves clear of that bottom 3. He's been solid since coming in, man. Solid. I don't know what his ceiling is, but certainly a handy squad player for the future, short term and long term as well. So with survival in the bag, let's play these final 5 games. There is still an outside shot at 7th place. We're currently 9 points behind Nottingham Forest. We do have the game in hand. However, not really thinking about it too much. All I'm thinking about is just getting as far away from the bottom 3 as possible and trying to cement where we are right now in 13th place, possibly going as high as 11th or 12th. Following game, Spurs at home. Come on, Fulham. It's always interesting, like when a team is in mid-table and there's a few games to go, there's very little chance of them doing anything other than possibly moving up a place or two or going down a place or two. How did they find the motivation? You know, as Pellegrini plays a great ball out to Traore. And Muniz, oh, should have had another, and he does indeed. Turns in his own rebound after Fraser Forster can only parry. How do they keep the motivation going into those final few games? You know, sometimes teams do start to think, well, we're basically on holiday now. We've done our job confirming survival for the following year. But with this Fulham team, man, I don't know why, but I've got a feeling we kind of go on a run now. Now that the pressure is totally off. Muniz gets his third in two. Fulham in front early. Free kick for Spurs. Heung-min Son standing over it. You know he fancies this. Going for that near post. Off the post itself. And Leno fumbles it. And then Nesiri turns in from close range. What do we always say? Luck will balance itself out. Burn Leno. Man, oh man. You got to do better than that, son. That is poor. Really poor. His ball. Parries it. Leaves it. And it's a simple finish for the ex-Sevilla man. What is he doing there? Oh, no. Come on, don't lose it. Final chance for Spurs. Nabil Fekir. As Tosin Adarabioyo on an island. Calvin Bassey comes to help out. Kulusevski gets away. Dispossessed. Polina just about clears. Only temporarily. Fekir wins it for Spurs with the final kick of the game. 6th minute of stoppage time. I should have just hoofed it, man. Why are you trying to play out from the back when it's the final attack of the game? You can't build a counter-attack. The referee's going to blow for full time as soon as you get it to the halfway stage. Man, oh man, that's just a silly goal to concede. Yes, you could say, as soon as Pellegrini picks it up, the ref could blow full time, but really, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's still my error. Only one person to blame for that. The first goal, incredibly unlucky. The second goal, completely my error. Nabil Fekir's final kick of the game wins it. Spurs snatch all 3 points to death. And any chance of us now finishing in a European spot is ended here with 4 to go. It's over now. And I said I didn't want to sell Lukic to a division rival, but because of his weekly wage being so high, 56 grand a week, it is likely he would want to go to a side that can kind of match that salary, if not better it. And to be fair to Newcastle, they're in the top 4 right now. They're, I think, guaranteed from this point here to be playing European football of some sort for next season. So with that being the case, bigger club than ours, chance to play European football, I'm totally fine selling him there. £9 million to Newcastle United. He's off to St James's Park. Yeah, they're a top 4 side right now, going for the Champions League. Sassy always loved to play CL football. Yep, survival might now be in the bag, but I want the strongest finish possible. Following game, Crystal Palace to Craven Cottage aim to bounce back here and get back-to-back wins at home in a London derby. Come on, Fulham. Oh, and by the way, can we give Oliver Glasner his flowers? Seriously, what a job he did. You know, a couple episodes ago, we were talking about Manager of the Year. Okay, fair enough. I doubt Glasner's, you know, in the running for it. But what a tremendous job he's done since taking over from Roy Hodgson. Absolutely fantastic work to get them to where they finished up. So, some big scalps on the way. But also as well, he's got 4 of his players in the England squad. The provisional squad, to be fair. I don't think Adam Water's going to make it. Great to see him get the call up, isn't it? But I don't think he's going to make the official squad. For the Euros, but yeah, can we please give Oliver Glasner his flowers? You know, Hodgson, time was clearly over before it officially was. I think everyone accepts that, but I think Glasner coming in, the work he did has kind of gone under the radar a little bit. But he deserves so much credit for a strong finish. Ah, I'm talking about strong finishes. Willian with a strong finish and a strong finish to the end of his career here at Fulham as well. What a strike by the veteran. For those who might have missed it, the 4 players that Palace got called up for the England squad. Adam Wharton, like we said earlier. Dean Henderson, Mark Gahey, and Eberechi Eze. And, you know, honestly, fully deserved. All 4 of them, fully deserved. Key pieces in, as Muniz is denied by Dean, Glasner's running with Crystal Palace. And for Wharton as well, just proof right there that things can change so quickly in sport, in football, in life, whatever. And that's why if you're ever going through tough times or you feel like you're not hitting your full potential just yet, keep going. Keep going. Look at Adam Wharton as a great example. In January, dude was playing for Blackburn Rovers in the Championship. You know, what are we now? Five months later? And he's had a great run with Crystal Palace after securing a big money move. And now he's part of the preliminary squad for the Euros with England. What a strike by Michael Olise. if keep going. If you feel like you've hit a block and you're not getting to where you want to get to, just keep going, man. Use Adam Wharton as great motivation. That things can change very quickly, and you can get your just rewards. Anyway, great finish there by Michael Elise. And for those wondering why he didn't get the call up, I think Southgate's done everything in his power to try and get him to make the switch to the England squad, but he's clearly got his heart set on making the France team. Anyway, once again, conceding late, and we're going to have to settle for a point here at Craven Cottage. It's not a terrible result. It's not a terrible result. Just a shame that for the second game in a row, we've just gone and dropped 3 points. Or at least some points. I can't do maths, but even so, second game in a row, we've surrendered a result right towards the end. Yeah, I love that. I really do. Just proof right there that anything can happen in such a short space of time. So believe in yourself, back yourself. And I know things can get tough, but, things can change. Feelings do move, and you can achieve your goals. No matter how big they are, if you continue to work super hard. And speaking of working super hard, I've been keeping my eye on him in the academy. Nathan, please don't ask for a pro deal between now and the end of the season. And I promise in the summer I'll promote you and get you loaned out. 90 to 94 potential, 66 overall, just 16 years old. Man, oh man, the youth team absolutely stacked right now. And, oh man, this guy looking the best of the bunch. The next Gareth Bale, we've got him. And I cannot wait till he's tearing things up down the left flank for Fulham. Right, anyway, 3 games to go now. Let's jump into the next one. Following game, West London derby against Brentford. Below us in the table and not officially safe with a few games to go, though we know we are. And I just don't want to finish any lower than 14th or 13th place. So let's get a big win here, a return to winning ways at the G-Tech. Come on, Fulham. Scene, lifts one. Jimenez heads on. Oh, just wide of the post. Still deadlocked at 0-0. And yeah, we've scored in all of our last 3 games, but this has been our problem this year, obviously. Fames put the ball in the back of the net. Look good out there going forward, but just missing that finishing touch. That has been the story of the season, really. Come on, Fulham. Can we win this late here? Oh, it's Jimenez hits the bar. Second time he's gone close with his head. Off the woodwork this time. Still 0-0. So unlucky. And Brentford look as though they're probably going to escape with a point here. But again, this has been a problem this season. It's Jimenez's shots, but we get quite a few chances, to be fair. I just can't finish them. And again, that just tells you what the problem is. It's not creativity. It's just a finisher, If we get a goal scorer next season that can consistently put in the back of the net around 15, 20 times, we're going to be totally fine. That's all we're missing, really, is Iwobi goes down, and that might be an injury that rules him out for the final couple of games. And that's going to do it as well. Goalless draw, so no wins in our last 3. Man, we just want this season to end now, seriously. It's been such a tough end to the campaign. We just want to finish things up, get through to the summer window, and start to rebuild. And as we do see, the injury for Iwobi was indeed a broken toe, as we were expecting. I said this before, I don't mind the amount of injuries we get. I don't mind the duration of the injuries, but EA just need to vary it. Broken toe is just 80% of the injuries you get, and that'll rule him out for the rest of the season. And after this is the most frustrating thing. Tom Kearney comes to me and says, "Boss, gotta be honest with you, I think me not getting games started to damage my career. I want to get away and make a fresh start somewhere else. Please let me leave so I get a chance to play." That is so frustrating because Kearney's been here for a decade. I felt he was going to retire as a Fulham player. He did have a bid from Galatasaray in the January window as well. And, we said we are rebuilding and that no one is off the table. He's gone down a rating this year. He's played 20 of the games in the league, so basically half of them. I could see why he wants to leave, but do you know what? Okay, fair enough. I said when we came in, no one is off the table. Everyone is available to be sold for the right price. If the captain wants to call time on his long tenure here at Fulham, so be it. It's rebuild time. But I really like this, to be fair. Now, I think Kearney is going to retire as a Fulham player, as a Fulham captain, but if he was to go anywhere, I quite like this. Hull and Blackburn, his former 2 clubs, are still in the Championship, but Kearney was born in Nottingham. He represents Scotland on the international stage. I think he's only got a few caps, but he was born in Nottingham, so he's English-born Scottish international, and for a chance to return home, I quite like that, to be fair. Off to Nottingham Forest. That's a nice kind of homecoming and conclusion for the captain's career. Right, anyway, following game, penultimate one of the season, our final home game as well, as we take on Manchester City going for the championship. Can we throw a spanner in the works and give Aston Villa and Arsenal a chance of a couple of games to go, or will Man City take another giant step towards title number 4 in a row? Man City in West London. Come on, Fulham. Yeah, we said this a couple episodes ago. Manchester City are just like a win machine. And Adama shot blocked, and Jimenez just couldn't get it back to him, and Rodri all clear. Towards the end of the season, it genuinely does feel like robotic. Like, it's just so efficient from Guardiola's side, and it's why they're just so hard to stop, because you give them a sniff, and as soon as they see that door is open, just a crack, they are just going to blast through it. That's just the Pep Guardiola team we've seen over the past few years. As Haaland flicks it back, and Silva, oh, great turn and finish into the far corner. It really is scary how robotic it is. It is like a well-oiled machine, and they're called a win machine at the end of the season because it's what they do. They just win their way to a Premier League title. Looks like they're going to do the same in the save as well. Can't say it's not realistic, if nothing else. Advantage there, please, ref, play advantage. And now Castagna has also got an injury as well. I think that might just be a bruise, to be fair, but I might possibly turn down the injury sliders slightly for next season as well, because we have had quite a lot this year, to be fair. We're not playing in Europe. Granted, we're a reasonably small squad. It's Jimenez. Oh, he's denied by Edison. But, might turn down those sliders just ever so slightly for next season. Come on, still time. Still time. There's Traore, finds Reed. Reed got to Jimenez. We've actually played some pretty decent football out there today. Oh, Jimenez is again denied by Edison. And we deserve a goal, really. We deserve a level. We played some pretty decent football, had some chances. But again, I'll say it, just haven't had that finishing touch. Polina, no, what a save. Edison and Bassi. I tried to hit it off Nathan Ake and get another corner in the end. Sliced it behind for a goal kick. Edison's just been on one, unfortunately. And this is sometimes the advantage of having a world-class keeper between the sticks. He has just made save after save out there and is possibly going to save Man City these 3 points. Well, in order to win championships, you need to win in a variety of ways. It's nice to dominate, but sometimes you just need to shut the door and have a rearguard defensive grind out victory. Pep Guardiola understood the assignment. So frustrating, man. Genuinely had a really good game out there. Just couldn't beat Edison, who was on absolute flames. Big step towards the title for Man City, and our final home game ends in defeat. Got to win matchday 38, come on. And as the Castagna injury was just a bruise in the end. There we go, Tom Kearney is off to the City ground, returning back to where it all began, as he'll join Nottingham Forest for £3.3 million. Born in Nottingham, and now heading back home for his twilight years in professional football. So, final game of the season is away at Kenilworth Road. Quick look at the league table to see what can be decided on the final day. Man City have now won the championship, 5 clear of Aston Villa, and the top 4 is all but set. All Newcastle needs to do on the final day is just get a point to wrap up 4th place. Liverpool have guaranteed 5th. Manchester United, because of the goal difference, have basically got 7th, and Spurs might switch places with Manchester United on the final day, but both have got either 6th or 7th. So quite an anticlimactic final day at the top, and as to the bottom 3, Luton need to win against us to have a chance at surviving. All Sheffield United, well, to be fair, Sheffield United might need to beat Spurs if Luton win, and in fact they will because of the goal difference swing, so we can have a say on who goes down on the final day. Luton Town away at Kenilworth Road, but despite that being the case, I want to try and return to winning ways here after what has been a very tough end to the season. Let's bow out the Season 1 with 3 points here at Kenilworth Road. Come on, Fulham. And you might notice pre-game, we are indeed playing at Kenilworth Road, not a generic stadium. Yep, Luton Town Stadium finally added in as Jacob Brown fires in the opener. And the Hatters do have the lead again, need to win on the final day to survive, and they are 1-0 up. So yeah, Kenilworth Road finally in the game. Looks class, you know, and I'm glad that EA finally got around to it after taking so long to get it in. Even so, Hatters knowing what's required on the final day as things stand, doing the job. Yeah, I just hope it doesn't take as long for EA to scan in Portman Road. That's Ipswich Town's ground for next season's career mode. After being promoted to the Premier League, finishing runners-up in Championship this year. I've already said it. That's the team I'll be starting with for next year. I'm excited for it, man. And hopefully it doesn't take EA as long to get that real stadium scanned into the game. I've never understood why, you know, they can't just start straight away. Do you know what I mean? Like, as soon as they know that team's getting promoted, get the team down there. Get the team down to the ground and start the scans, man. Seriously, it's Bobby Reed. Great turn. Great dribbling. Just couldn't get the shot away. And oh, James Shea. My goodness gracious me. Talk about taking your time, son. As we're still down by 1. Can we find that leveller before the break? Muniz. Wilson. Oh, yes we can. What a goal. Harry Wilson, second of the season. And it's a beauty. Treveda from the edge. Bends it home. Fulham back on level terms. So still tied at 1-1, but again a draw. Not enough for Luton Town to survive. Need to win in order to have a chance of survival. Oh, no. And they're back in front. Just gifted them that chance and converted past Leno, and we're behind again. Half an hour to go. Luton are going to pull off the great escape. Again, if Sheffield United beat Spurs. Oh, what a cross and finish by Boss Barkley at the back post. It wouldn't matter anyway. But, oh, what a brilliant cross by Alfie, and Ross on the first time volley makes it 3-1. Well, they've done their job, and so long as the Blaze don't beat Spurs, they'll be leapfrogging them on the final day and surviving. As Trey Hume finds, to be fair, a pocket of space to run into. And what a carnage moment here, as it's 3-2. And the deficit reduced back to 1 instantly. What a crazy game. Well, to be fair, I don't think it's going to matter anyway, because looking at the top left, Nabil Fekir's got a late one for Spurs, but they need another one to relegate Luton. What a crazy finish. I said it was anticlimactic. Only at the top end, not at the bottom. Anthony Robinson going all the way. Muniz in the middle. Beats Tom Lockyer. Oh, what a goal. Rodrigo Muniz, the most hated man in Luton Town. He's just relegated them with possibly the final kick of the game. I mean, it might have been going down anyway if Sheffield United would hold on, but even so, that goal had all but confirmed. What a goal. Gets around the Luton skipper, takes aim from the edge, and blasts it past James Shea. Fulham will escape with a point from 2 goals down and not end the season on back-to-back losses. What a thrilling end to the season this has been. And to be fair, in the end, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Sheffield United beat Spurs at Bramwell Lane, so Muniz getting that goal or not, it wouldn't have mattered. Luton was still going down, but they weren't to know that. What a thrilling finale, though. But anyway, the final Premier League table looks like this. Man City champions for the 4th year in a row, an unprecedented 4th title in a row. First time in Premier League history with that being the case. Aston Villa, Newcastle United and Arsenal wrapping up the top 4, with Liverpool in 5th, Manchester United 6th, and Spurs dropping to 7th on the final day. The top 10 was wrapped up by Nottingham Forest, West Ham and Brighton. So quite a realistic table, I'd say, but Chelsea do finishing a little lower than in real life in another place. We in the end did drop to 15th place after a horrific run to end the season off. Only 10 wins in our 38 games. League's lowest scorers with just 32. Defensively solid, only 39 goals, but yet we know where the problem were this season. Just didn't score enough goals, as Luton Town, Bournemouth and Burnley are heading down to the Championship. As for the Golden Boot this year, no real surprises. Erling Haaland with 27 and 37, getting another with Heung-min Son closely behind in second with 23. Salah wrapping up the top 3, and Oyarzabal and Douglas Luiz wrapping up the top 5 as well. No Fulham players in the top 25, of course, no surprises there. But as for the assist title, Rafa, big reason why Villa finished in the top 4, winning that with 10 in 36. I can't believe Wilfred Ndidi though. He had 7 at the halfway point and finished up with 7 as well. Real drop off from the former Fox there. But as for the Golden Glove, that was won by Bernd Leno. Yep, our problems weren't on the defensive end. We were great defensively this year. 13 clean sheets for Leno as the German wins the Golden Glove in Season 1. Leno did win the goalkeeper of the tournament, but as we often see, he does not make the team of the season. That goes to Emi Martinez. There was one Fulham player in there though, Calvin Bassey. Consistently always in our starting 11 and got in the team of the season. Deserved, I would say, as well, alongside Mendy, Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold. The midfield being Son, De Bruyne, Douglas Luiz and Salah, and the top 2, Haaland and Watkins. I think that's quite a fair team of the season, that. And as for the player of the season, that goes to the Golden Boot winner, Erling Haaland. And as we do see a youth player unsettled email just before we dive into the recap of who won what this year, John Nicol, the young Scot, wants a pro deal. So we'll give him one. Potential could be higher, but great starting overall, to be fair. So we'll add him to the loan list and get him out for next season. I'm sure he'll just have to show great potential. And yep, as for the other competitions this year, the Carabao Cup in the end was won by Manchester City, overcoming Aston Villa by 2-1 at Wembley. As for the FA Cup, we were knocked out in the quarter-finals by Man City, who were knocked out by Aston Villa themselves, who went all the way to win it. Yet a dream season for Aston Villa, top 4 and an FA Cup in the cabinet as well. Fair play. And as for the European competitions, starting with the Europa Conference League this year, Aston Villa were in the final of that one too, but were lost in the final to the French side Stade Rennais. As for the Europa League, one English side making the final 4, that was Liverpool, who went to the final themselves and won it. They beat PSG in the final by a single goal to nil. And as for the Champions League, well, this was a very interesting one as we go through the knockout stages here. Feyenoord going all the way to the final 4, but just coming up short to Real Madrid. But Atletico finally did it. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. No, this time someone proposed. Atletico Madrid finally winning that Champions League, getting their revenge on Real Madrid and lifting Europe's grand prize. As for some other leagues, starting with the Championship, well, Leicester back in the Premier League and Leeds top the Championship this year. Will they be joining them in the top tier next year with a playoff final against Southampton? Well, we'll find out. The Saints are in the playoffs this year in the game alongside Norwich, Coventry City and Middlesbrough as well in England's second tier. Bolton Wanderers and Derby County up in League One, and the playoffs will be Oxford United, Barnsley, Shrewsbury and Pompey in England's third tier this season. And as for League Two, the top 3, Stockport County, Doncaster and Bradford City, with the playoffs being Wrexham, Tranmere Rovers, Colchester United and Mansfield Town. No surprises in Ligue 1, but it's an undefeated season for PSG, finishing 20 clear of Marseille as champions of France this season. Unlike in real life, Bayern Munich held on to their championship. Harry Kane gets that major honour, finishing 2 clear of Bayer Leverkusen. Leipzig and Mönchengladbach wrapping up the top 4 this year in the top tier of Germany. And a really close top 4 in the Serie A, all separated by 5 points, but it was AC Milan who win the championship, Lazio in second, Inter in third, and Napoli in fourth this year. PSV finishing 3 clear of final to win the Eredivisie, with Ajax in third in the Dutch top tier. Porto champions of the Liga Portugal, with Benfica in second and Sporting in third in Portugal's top tier. At the end of the first phase in Scotland, it is Celtic finishing 12 clear of Rangers in pole position, so we'll just assume they won the championship. And whilst they might have finished runners-up in the Champions League final, they did win the La Liga title. Yeah, finishing 10 clear of Barcelona. Real Madrid on top with Bilbao in third and Atletico Madrid in fourth in Spain. And we'll do a couple more to end with. As always, Turkey and USA, beginning with the Turkish Super League. Galatasaray champions, 12 clear of Besiktas and 18 clear of Fenerbahce to win the Turkish Super League. And as for the MLS, it is Messi's Inter Miami jumping out to the quick start, 1 point clear of LA Galaxy, as the MLS has only just began in the USA right now. And so, as we officially end our first season at Craven Cottage, what we'll do, as always, take one final look at the squad and go through the team together, analyse our weaknesses, highlight our strengths, and look at some players in full as well. There is no doubt about it. You know, this team, not a great one. We've got one star player in João Paulinho, but for the most part, even with Leno winning that Golden Glove, yeah, I think for next season, wholesale changes are definitely required if we're to have a better season, and next year we'll be going for a top 10 finish. The board actually have it, I'll show you real quick, as an objective, long term, that we qualify for the Europa League for next season. That is going to be a very difficult thing to do, because don't forget, in FIFA Career Mode, or FC Career Mode I should say now, that's only officially 5th. Only officially 5th. Do EA count 5th? Did they count 5th as a Europa League spot? So even though 6th might get you that, only 5th is officially what the board consider Europa League. Are we good enough for 5th? I don't think so. Not unless we make major changes for the new season. But anyway, heading into the following year, well, for Leno, out of contract coming in the next season, I don't think he's going to get any better now than 82 overall. So despite winning the Golden Glove, I might say to him now at 32, if a club comes in, I'm not against selling you and looking towards the future. But as we go down the list of players here, I'll show you Lance Knight. Growing right now out on loan at West Brom. I'm very encouraged by his growth. Up 5 ratings in the first year out on loan at Hawthorn. You'd love to see that. And he's got another year there with West Bromwich Albion. Hopefully he continues to develop his game there with the Baggies. Kean Best came in, grew a rating from Preston North End. Anthony Robinson had the injury, that's why he didn't grow at all and stays at 78 overall. Tim Ream at 36, no doubt about it. He'll either retire at the end of next season or will just look to sell in the summer. He's just a squad centre-half now, as Terence Congolo is coming back from loan and we'll look to cash in on him in the summer as well. Tosin Adebayo grew 2 ratings, but like we said, for the realism, we were going to let him go on a free transfer. He has decided to join Newcastle United, so I quite like that. And the only player we had in the team in the season was the player that played every single game apart from one, Calvin Bassey, 24 years old, up 2 ratings, 77 overall. There's no doubt about it. I said when joining this Fulham team that no one was off the table in terms of sales. This guy is probably the one that is off the table. Yep, Calvin Bassey, great year for us, growing 2 ratings and again, still getting better at 77 overall. Kevin Mbabu is coming back from Augsburg for next season. We'll put him in the shop window and look to sell for next year. But as for Kenny Tate, after extending his contract for next season, he'll be staying at least as a squad defender. You know, I played him at centre-half just as many times as I played him at right-back this year, and he was pretty solid. Castagne, coming in from Leicester in summer in real life. I'll probably sell in the summer, though. I don't think he's going to get any better now at 28 years old. He's lower rated than Kenny, and he's the same rating as Hume, who we bought from Sunderland, despite being 6 years old. So I'm probably going to sell. But Trey, excellent growth from him coming in from the Black Cats. Got a goal on the final day and an assist too in 26 league games. Up 4 to 76 overall. What a smart budget buy that was from Sunderland. He had a really, really solid first year at Craven Cottage. And as we continue to go down the list here, Harrison Reed, he might go in the summer as well. Basically, all of his 14 games came from the bench in the Premier League. Just came off the bench really to protect the back line when I was trying to see out either a point or a victory. But 75 rated, 29 years old. Even though Kenny's going to go, I'm probably going to sell Harrison Reed as well. He still does have 2 years left in his deal. No, 3 years left in his deal actually, but I'll probably sell in the summer. Doesn't justify 51 grand a week, I'd say. And he's been eclipsed by Ben Sheaf, who grew 2 ratings since coming in from Coventry. 28 games in total this season. Only the 1 assist. That came on his debut as well, but I played him sometimes at centre-half, I played him sometimes at DM. He was good in both positions, really. So Ben definitely staying here as part of the rebuild. I have to say, I don't know what's going to happen with João Palhinha, man. I really do want to keep him, but 85 rated, I still think he can get a little bit better as well. 28 years old in the prime of his career. I don't know whether he'll stay, man. I really don't. He's got 4 years left in his deal, but he's too good for this team, man. He is far too good for this team. So in the summer, if a big comes in from a big European side, which I am expecting, I'll let him go. I won't stand his way. If it's a Champions League side coming in, I won't stand his way. I'll let him go elsewhere. We know his move to Bayern Munich fell through last summer. If it happens again, I'm not going to stand his way. I'll let him go. But if he does go, to be fair, he'll raise us a lot of money. In my opinion, we can get around 55 million. I think he's worth more than 40 mil, in my opinion. Excuse me. Willian, only 10 games in total this season, but 3 goals and 3 assists. I've got to say, he's out of contract in 4 weeks' time. I might just give him an extra 1 year, you know, as a vet. I know he's gone down 5 ratings, but I liked him. I liked him in the limited game time he played for me, man. I always like a good vet, a good senior. I've always been a fan of Willian's, to be fair, so I might extend his contract by an extra 1 year and take him up to retirement. Tom Kearney bows out after 9 years of service with Fulham. He's going back to his home city of Nottingham in the summer window, so totally fine with that. We said when coming in, no one was off the table in terms of sales. That includes the skipper. I think he'll retire as a Fulham player in real life personally, but after he handed in the transfer request, couldn't stand in his way, and in the end when Nottingham Forest came calling, I thought that was quite fitting, to be fair. So totally fine selling him in the summer for a small transfer fee as we begin to rebuild, and Lukic is going to join Newcastle United. They're a Champions League side for next year, so I'm totally fine with that as well. Moving forward past some of these young players here, you see John Nicole's potential is indeed showing great potential, so we'll answer the Lowlands and try and get him out for next season. Clark, as we know, is joining Coventry when the window opens. But as for Bobby Reid, what a red hot start for him, man. He got like 4 goals in 12 games, and then he just slowed down a little bit. Finished with 6 in the end in 31, but he was still alright. He was still okay. I think he was embarrassingly enough one of my top scorers this year, but even so, Bobby Reid still staying at 31 years old for another couple of years as well. Iwobi, He was okay, didn't really do much for me, and due to the injuries he suffered this year, gone down a rating to 76 overall as well. I like him for the squad, but he's never going to be anything other than a squad player in this team. I don't think he's ever going to hit the heights he possibly could have done in his earlier years where he showed some promise at Arsenal, but even so, Adama Traore, 7 goals in 35 in all competitions, 6 and 6 in 32 in the Premier League this year. 28 years old, not getting much better, but yeah, he got me a couple of important goals this season, so he'll certainly be staying for at least another couple of years, I'd say, with only 1 year left of this deal, but I'd extend it in the summer and make sure he stays for at least, again, another 2 years, I'd say. Wilson, 2 goals and 3 assists, scored on the final day against Luton. He's a decent player, but I don't know what his ceiling is, so at 27 years old, might possibly sell in the summer. I guess we'll see if any bids come in. He's still got 2 years left in his deal, but on 53 grand a week, wouldn't be against selling him. Gutted about the injury Isaiah Jones got, though, towards the end of the season. He came in, it was a really good spark in January, scored that goal that knocked Liverpool out of the cup, got 2 goals and 1 assist in 10 Premier League games. He was pretty decent, man. Really smart pickup from the Borough, but not sure just how much better he's going to get. But as a squad winger, I'm sure he'll stay for at least another couple of years. And as we move past a couple of youngsters here out on loan, as for Raul Jimenez, 6 goals in 26 in all competitions and 4 assists as well. You know, we'll always have a soft spot for the Mexican. We'll always root for the guy, of course. But in the summer, with only 1 year left in his deal, sorry, Raul, but I don't think you'll be staying. Yep, just didn't get me enough, unfortunately. And even though I did play him more times than Rodrigo Muniz, Vinicius is coming back from Galatasaray. He's better and younger as well. I think for Raul Jimenez, he'll be going in the summer. I'll always have a soft spot for him. I'll always like him, but down 3 ratings now, I'm totally fine letting him go. With Vinicius coming back at 74 rated, don't know whether he'll stay, but I guess we'll see. Jay Stansfield, the youngster as well, has grown 3 ratings out on loan at St Andrews right now. And as for Rodrigo Muniz, 8 goals in 23 games and 8 in 19 in the league as well. I said I don't know what this guy's ceiling is, but he's definitely surpassed Raul Jimenez in this team, I'd say. Growing 2 ratings, 74 overall. And again, at just 23 years old, he's still got a long way to go as well. So I would definitely say for next year, we're looking for a new striker, but this guy will be the backup and the understudy, no doubt about that. But that'll do it for today's episode and the season finale of the Premier League Career Mode, guys. So big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the first season at Craven Cottage, then please do drop a like. Thank you for my patience whilst I missed a few days through sickness, but I appreciate support on season 1 and going into season 2. We'll begin a brand new season tomorrow morning, and in this, the pre-build year, tomorrow we'll be beginning the rebuild year with Fulham. Yet there'll be some wholesale changes. The captain is going, Lukic is going, I think Polina will probably go as well. We're going to undergo a massive rebuild for season 2, and I'm looking forward to it, man. Don't miss the season opener. It's going to be full of transfers. Have a great day, guys. Much love, and I'll see you for a brand new season in the Premier League Career Mode, beginning to rebuild at Craven Cottage very soon.